Y'all probably read the title of the video. So here's if you can do every single attack in the strongest battlegrounds, according to me. For normal punch, half of your blood would have to be pumping into your fist, so no, you can't do it. Doing consecutive punches, you can't get multiple fists at once, so no. For shove, you would have to be really strong, and this was the first one that you could actually do. You would have to have super strength to shove them flying in the air. No. You can't do it. You could probably stick your hand in the concrete, but it would be eternal bleeding. All of your blood would have to be flowing into your fist, so you would probably die before you can do the punch. Humans can't fly, so this is an absolute no. And you can't summon 30 to 50 fists. You could probably do this without the water. I'm thinking you can do it. If you can't summon rocks out of the ground, but you can push your opponent. You can probably do the first couple hits, but not the push at the end. Same as consecutive punches. You can't fly, but even if you do get in the air, you'll probably fall down in the next 2 seconds. You could probably push your opponent, but no water effects. Yes, but no water. You probably can't do the sprint at the end. You couldn't even have the cyborg arms. If you could, that would have been sick. No. You could probably do the kick, but not the dash. No, you can't do it. I don't know how it would explode, so maybe no, maybe they exist, and I don't know. You can run at your opponent, but you can't slice through their body like that. You would have to have a lot of stamina up, but you can slice through the opponent. You can't jump in the air that high, but you can make the ground explode. You can't do after images, but you can slice the opponent. You all decide. Your swings would have to be kind of fast, but I think you can do it. You can't jump that far, but you can slam. You can't hit the ground so hard that a rock comes out of the ground, so no, but the other version you can do. You are dead. You could spin around, but you would look stupid, and you can't do the tornado. At the end, you can't slam on the ground like that, but you can beat up your opponent like crazy. You probably can't launch your opponent in the air, but you can hit them in the gut. The first hit will probably kill them immediately, but I feel like you could do it IRL. You can probably launch back, but you probably can slice through your opponent. You can't fly jump in the air, but you can slice through your opponent. It would be really easy. I don't know, y'all decide again. You can do it without the explosion and fire powers. You would have to be really fast, but I feel like you could do it. You probably can't slice that fast, but you can still slice. You can probably slice your opponent, but it would be basically impossible to slice an atom. No. 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 I think y'all understand that you can't do a single Tsukumaki move. You could kick them multiple times, also ignore the finisher. I don't know a single way you could run that fast, so no. I don't know a single way you can fly up into the air like that. You can kick them into the air. You have to be strong, but you can't go all the way up into the air and start spinning them. You can't do it. For twin fangs you would probably need to have daggers or knives or claws, which having claws would be impossible, so I think you can still do it with knives or daggers. First up, you can't summon a platform from thin air. Second up, you can't summon a dragon. Also, dragons aren't real. Also, sorry to people that believe in dragons. You can't have a burning heart. Well, you can, but you would die. Also, how would a singular kick cause an explosion? And I mean massive explosion. To have a mini robot that explodes, you'd have to do a lot of programming, but I think you could do it. To have an arm as a gun, your hand would probably have to be amputated. I don't know how 10 or more pieces of metal could hold you, and the down slam, you can't do that. Well, you can, but you can't fly up that high. To have a gun as a hand, your hand would probably have to be amputated, and the jump, you can't jump that high by you're shooting a gun. Also, that gun looks massive, so you'd have to make a giant gun, but I feel like you could do it, but shooting, nah, you can't. I don't even know how to explain this, so no. How the flip would you build Optimus Prime IRL? Also, the size of the dummy, that's tiny, so you can't even do all the moves on the Iron Giant. The reason why is, how would you even make a robot in general? Dash, obviously no. M1 attacks IRL? Nah, you can't do it. 10 likes for KJ and Gojo.